In this video I'm going to start looking at contract law, in particular the first section of contract law, which is offer and acceptance. We're going to be looking at invitations to treat in this video. So an invitation to treat is making goods available and expressing that you would like offers for it. One of the main cases for this is Fisher vs. Bell. And in this case, the defendant had a flick knife displayed in his shop window. It was a criminal offence to offer these knives for sale, so displaying it was only an invitation to treat. And the ratio or key point of this case is that the display of an item in a shop window is an invitation to treat and not an offer. The next case I'm going to look at is Harvey vs. Facey. Harvey sent Facey a telegram that said, "Will you send us Bumper Hall pen?" Facey replied, "Lowest price for Bumper Hall pen, £900. Facey then refused to sell the pen for £900. The statement was only information, not an offer. So the ratio or key point of this case is that there's a difference between the giving of information and an offer. Boots vs. PSGB is another important case. So in this scenario, Boots no longer kept medicine behind the counter, instead putting it on the shelves. And the ratio or key point of this case is that goods on a shelf constitute an invitation to treat and not an offer. The next case I'm going to look at is Partridge v. Crittenden. In this case, an advert in a magazine read, "Cocks and hens 25 shillings each." It was illegal to offer for sale a live wild bird. So the ratio or key point of this case is that an advert in a magazine is an invitation to treat and not an offer. The last case that I'm going to look at in this video is Harris vs. Nickerson. An advertisement was placed about furniture being sold at an auction. The furniture was then withdrawn from the auction. So the ratio of this case is that the advert was not an offer, but a declaration of intent, and these are two different things. So there are a few main takeaways I want you to get from this video. An invitation to treat is not an offer. For a contract to be formed, there must be an offer and acceptance. And if there's only an invitation to treat, there will be no contract. So here's a question that I wrote up on this topic. Gus owns a sweet shop. He's brought in some new chocolate bars and placed them on the shelves for sale. Mike picks up one of the chocolate bars and takes it to the counter to buy it. So, in this scenario, I want you to think about the key issue of offer and acceptance here, and whether, of course, there is even an offer and acceptance at all. So, in this scenario, the key thing that I want you to pick up on is obviously the chocolate bars on the shelves. So this calls back to the case of Boots versus PSGB, where there was medicine on the shelves for sale, and this was only an invitation to treat, not an offer. So when Mike picks up one of the chocolate bars and takes it to the counter, this is the offer. He's going to the counter offering to buy it, and then if Gus accepts this offer, there will be an offer and acceptance. Hopefully this video is helpful. Have a nice day.